Hi, my name is Leah Dean, and today is April 15th, 2025, and this is my Unit 3 presentation on Giorgio Bernardi's review, Genomic Code, a persuasive encoding molding of chromatin structures. So first, I'm going to address what's the non-coding DNA mystery. And, for years, scientists have really struggled to explain the purpose of our genome, like the most of our genome, and the parts of DNA that don't code for proteins. And this so-called non-coding DNA mystery questioned why these large sections exist if they don't, make anything or produce proteins. And were they just junk, or did they have some unknown function? So Bernardi, in his article, argues that non-coding DNA, it isn't junk, and it plays a major role in organizing chromatin, the structure that packages DNA in our cells. And he introduces this idea of a genomic code, a layer of information in the DNA that really determines how chromatin is folded, structures, and compartmentalized into the nucleus. And so he bases this theory on, all of his research and showing that different DNA sequences, especially their base composition, meaning guanine, cytosine, and adenine, thymine content, strongly correlate with chromatin structures. For example, GC-rich regions, they tend to form what's called open chromatin, which is more accessible and usually active in gene expression. AT-rich regions, they often form closed chromatin, which is tightly packed. It's less active. So rather than being useless, these non-coding regions, they actually guide how our genome folds and functions at a larger scale, one greater than what we originally imagined. So this helps regulate which genes are, turned off and on, and when they're turned off and on. My opinion on this article and why this article is so important and why it really matters. I really liked the article because it really helped me see non-coding DNA in a new light. It's not just about what sequences code for proteins, it's about how all DNA, and even the parts that don't make proteins, shapes the environment those genes work in. And this article really shows that DNA works on multiple levels and not just a genetic code, but also as a genomic blueprint that really just really determines how DNA is packaged and regulated. And understanding this second layer of the code, this could really lead to better insights into gene expression and gene development and, diseases that we're dealing with that are related directly to our genetic code. And I really also think it opens the door, for new approaches in personalized medicine and also gene therapy, which is a really big new thing that we're getting into and could really save a lot of lives, We don't just edit genes, we want to reshape how DNA is organized to influence health. So, I think this article, it was great. It was a very interesting read. And yeah, I completely, I agree with the direction that it's going. Thank you.